A white mother has a mixed child, a mixed race child. She is suing the school district because she claims that her mixed race child would no longer do chores because of critical race theory. And she says her child calls it racist and will not do chores. And so she decided to sue the school district. She's on Fox News talking about it. Here it is.
All right, so Melissa, your son is, the father's black, you're white, and he'd never mentioned issues with race before, you're saying? What exactly changed?
Right, we didn't have issues before. He's in 8th grade. They introduced this critical program, and now he's having racial issues that was not there before.
What kind of racial issues is he having?
Well, he's seeing himself just as a black man. He's seeing things that don't go his way as racism, and he's finding safety in numbers now.
So when you're saying he gets a bad grade at school, he blames racism, or a girl rejects him on a date, racism, are those the kind of things you're seeing?
Yes, I ask him to clean the house, racism, yes.
You're kidding, right? Or are you serious?
No, I'm serious. They have totally changed his perspective. They have put him in a box.
Yeah, he is a black male. He should know that. Okay, let me dissect the ways here. Let's put up a picture. I'm gonna give you some more background to this silliness. First of all, she lied. That entire segment was based on a lie. That school is not teaching critical race theory, nowhere near teaching critical race theory. The vast majority of the school system and all of the parents are in agreement with the curriculum. This is the single mother, Melissa Riley. Melissa Riley is from Charlottesville. Of course she is. Melissa Riley claimed her 13-year-old never saw himself as a black person. I mean, this is the first time. He's 13 and he did not know he was black. Put a picture back up. I wanna make sure we get a good, there, all right? 13-year-old child never saw himself as black, okay? Never saw himself as different from students at Albemarle School District until they introduced what's called an anti-racism program last spring. Let me reiterate. Riley claims that since the program was introduced, her son started seeing himself as a black male and started to accuse her and others of racism as a way to get out of doing chores and other responsibilities. This is the program she's talking about, all right? This is at Henley Middle School, where her son attends. Henley's Courageous Conversations About Race, that's the name of the program. Courageous Conversations About Race program was launched during the students' advisory period over the course of several weeks in May and June, and encompassed 4 units covering topics such as identity, community, bias, discrimination, social justice, and an emphasis on anti-racism as a unifying theme for 8th graders. Okay, this is actually very normative. This has been going on for decades in school systems to have some level of anti-racism curriculum. As a matter of fact, Texas, for example, they literally had a law until last year that mandated school teachers teach about the KKK and other white supremacist organizations in a way to make sure we, meaning this country, had an educational dynamic for this information based on historical context. They have now changed their law, obviously. All right, so while many parents, teachers, and students are pleased with this CCR thus far, some are concerned about an ideology called critical race theory that undergirds and informs anti-racism training. Now remember, critical race theory is not being taught in this school. CRT is an advanced theoretical framework meant for analysis, all right? This is massive social content, massive data, it's advanced. Having a discussion about race, having a program that's anti-racist is not critical race theory. That's like saying simple math and calculus are the exact same thing. That's what you're conflating here. It is not. There's more. Riley confronted the school over the issue with this program and was told her son could be a black spokesperson for the community. Okay, that's a good thing. That's a positive. The mother said when she pushed back, telling school officials she did not feel that would be appropriate for her son. She was told he and other children of color could go to a safe place during these conversations. She then argued, well, that would be segregation. No, that's racism. Riley and her son, let's put a picture back up again, are now plaintiffs in a lawsuit filed in December by the Alliance Defending Freedom. Now, who are these people? The Alliance Defending Freedom is a conservative, right-wing, nonprofit organization that argues these ridiculous cases in districts. It's all political for them. So here's what they do. They take these cases, they argue these cases, and they raise money. So she's not paying anything for this lawsuit. What they do, they take a high-profile case like this, they get the mother on Fox News, they give the mother a bunch of publicity, and then you go to their website, they say, hey, give us money so we can defend this case. All right, it's a big fundraising ploy. That's how they get paid, all right? The New York Post reported that the ADF's lawsuit was dismissed last month by a circuit court judge who did not object to the district's policy. The judge, Claude Worrell II, declared that there's nothing inherently evil or wrong about the anti-racism policy. But naturally, before he dismissed it, guess what? The nonprofit right-wing organization, they raised some money. They don't give a damn about filing cases that actually change policies. That's not what their real aim is. They would, it's great if they could do it, obviously, they would like to. We would fight against it. But their real aim is to get some money, all right? Get on Fox News. Go there and just say ridiculous things about your own son. You got to think about this. What mother goes on national television to talk trash about her teenager? Okay. All right, maybe he's not doing the chores, okay? Possibly. But if you have a mother that will take the fact that you did not do your chores on Fox damn News, we got a problem. We got a problem. All right, what are your thoughts here, my man? Insane.
Okay, now I'm laughing because it's ridiculous. This one I don't have to treat seriously.
It's insane.
Let's start with the obvious. A teenager looked for an excuse to not do chores. Yeah, they'll grab whatever they can to not do their work. It's a teenager, it's part of being a teenager. Now, to say that he wasn't aware he was black until he went to this class, okay. The cops were aware he was black since he was 8 years old. Okay, so let's not be ridiculous. The police were definitely aware this is the black kid in the all-white community or all-white neighborhood or all-white school or whatever. This kid, unless he was locked in a basement, has the awareness to see it's not a matter of being good, bad, or whatever, but his skin color was different than all of the white kids. And listen, this is one of the reasons they don't like integrated schools. Now, I experienced this when I was a kid. I joke, I was bused to white schools before it was an issue. Before they could stop it, it happened. And you know what? I grew up around a bunch of white kids. I grew up around Jewish kids, and we were all kids. We were all kids. We kids play with other kids. Now, as I got older, yeah, we learned differences. We learned about racism, anti-Semitism and stuff. But when you're little kids, you all play together. And this is what the racist parents don't want. The last thing they want, and you touched on this earlier, the last thing they want is for you to humanize other. If you're a 5-year-old kid and you're white and your friend is black, he's not black, he's a human. But they don't want, that's why they want to get rid of all of these books about, are you a unicorn? It's okay to be different, etc. They want to get rid of all of that. This mother, and another thing you brought in was follow the money, which is always what you do. Follow the money. Who's behind it? Who's profiting? This and for Fox News, it's like, how far are they going to reach? Again, this is quite a compliment to this kid, Rashad. If he's studying critical race theory in the 8th grade, right. Call Harvard because he's a genius. Yeah. Call Harvard or Yale right now and say, hey, he's in the 8th grade. He's mastered critical race theory. They'll be like, full scholarship, get over here right now. Yeah, that kid's a genius. No, it's all nonsense, like you said, follow the money. But the bottom line, a teenager looking for an excuse not to do their chores, I'll run with racism too. Listen, I'm black and I have a black mom. And when I was 12 or 13, I might have tried, you making me do this because I'm black. I might have tried it. It wouldn't have gone far, but I take a shot.
Yeah. So I'm not even sure, brother, if she's telling the truth, to be quite honest with you.
No,
but we'll see.
The idea that this gets on, again, Fox News, and this is the funny thing about Fox News, and I've been reading a lot about this lately. Sorry to keep going, but whenever they do something stupid like this, they claim, oh, we're not news. No, I'm not a journalist, I'm a talk show host. No, this isn't news. This is they deny being news whenever they say something as utterly ridiculous and stupid as this. So
yeah. And listen, and you make a great point, because literally the defense from Tucker Carlson's show when he was sued for misinformation, his defense was no reasonable person would believe what I say. Okay, yeah, I said it and I was wrong, but a reasonable person would not have believed it. And that was their affirmative defense to get out of the lawsuit.